Yep, good morning, everyone. Yep. Today is going to be body conditioning, and yesterday we went visiting a gym, and I saw the way this guy, what's his name? I've been seeing people do landmines, but I didn't know it was very insane body conditioning workout. So we're just starting today with what do you call it? It's landmines. Yeah. So, oh, if I really used to be a fan of warming up or stretching, but I think I've noticed a slight difference though. Mm, I'm actually preparing for workouts. Yes. I used to be that guy who just gets into the gym, slams 100 kg, and starts benching. But since I've extended, oh, that's because I basically do not have enough time to work out. I should do 45 minutes and I'm out of the gym. But these days, I guess that has stopped. So I'm not sure I'm in frame, but I suspect I should be in frame. Trying to get into the lights. Yeah. So yesterday we did landmines at the new gym yesterday. So I'm not entirely sure if I could get it, if I could. So what we're doing is squat, squat, and push, squat, push. It's okay. That pissed me off, and instead of me reacting and getting to the fight, I just left the situation and I made a decision. Not, you know what? Let me give him his space because if what he did, I don't want to say what he did because it just leads to a lot of problems. What he did pissed me off, right? And then I like forgave him and I forgot him. So in the process, he didn't like that. He wanted us to iron it out. I said, no, I wasn't to iron it out. I moved on. I'm not gonna say I'm just avoiding you. And now behold, they claimed it added to his depression. I said, no. First of all, I've been working alone in my entire life. I've been figuring out life by myself. Right? So it is that they're not them because I have a sense of attachment to anybody. They're just them because I feel that's the right thing to do. So didn't like the whole idea that forgive and forget him. I wanted us to mind this is somebody who needed my help. I showed up for areas where he needed my help, but that room I didn't allow it anymore. So just straight up respect. You call me, I can help, I can help, I can't help, I move on. So my moving on from him was what pissed him off. It's like, how do I move on? It's life. It's life, you know. I don't go around saying shit about you. I believe you should respect my space. That's all. So let's focus on myself. And I don't know. I look back at the situation and ask myself, what should I have done? See today, I don't know what I should have done. I should just let him go. So regular pull-ups first. Tuck in. Oh sorry, wrong grip. I was on it. Yeah, so when you see yourself overdoing things and feeling like jealousy, you should get to realize it. Because you're simply focused on what other people are doing and focus on what other people are getting. But calm down. Focus on yourself. It's not a random motivational speech. It's it's a thing for you to process, a thing for you to think about. Next. So it's so this morning I woke up to a very funny video, right? A video where the guy spoke about this. is it Anunnaki or something, where he said that human beings were supposed to live for about over like 2,000 years or something, 28,000 years or something. But the Anunnakis cut our life short at 70. 70 should be like a life expectancy, and give or take, maybe max 120 is what humans should live to. That's why they created chemicals. So that those chemicals age our body quick. So whether what I said is correct or wrong, what I strongly feel, I don't care whether our life is cut short. I believe that we are all spirits and then we live forever. We just simply change bodies. So knowing that fact that we just change bodies, I don't care about the human body. Nobody can die in 10 years. I'll give to it. But by the way, if you live forever, why are our memories wiped? Talk about that day. It's almost like I have to figure out who we were before we were born. But it says that those chemicals are built to kill us. You ask myself, that's true. What? Animals don't eat these chemicals. Animals don't eat these chemicals. And I reminds me of the fact that I've noticed whenever lions, right? I've never seen a lion eat a human body. I've seen them kill human beings. I've never seen a video of them eating a human body. Just kill and leave the body there. Which begs the question of why? This sense the fact that something is wrong in our system. Basically, basically I'm living in a way that we need to function that's completely going against nature. And nobody seems to want to function anything or just going through it like it's normal. So this is press, press, press. Okay, so let's go. Two, three, four. So I've been thinking of heavily reducing the chemicals I take completely, whether it's sugar or non-sugar, whether it's sugar free or not sugar free. But I'm trying to get towards having naturals, having minimal chemicals. So let's get to the point where all the natural spices I use to cook my food. Obviously they're expensive there, but I feel like having that intention of going towards something is better. So I'm slowly going towards maybe cutting off white meat. So it makes sense. Or maybe eating majority of fish and eggs by percent sauce. That's an intention I have set. And to eat red meat is going to be a few times in everything. So the next one I think I set for myself. Just living your life with intention. Man. That's I think that's living a life with intention. I think that's the way of actual. That is the way of what actually. No, actually, that's the way of selecting suffering. Because if you live a life with intentions, right, that have been thought about and obviously changed along the line, that's actually the path to fulfillment. That could be my own principle though. Live a life of intentions. So I have one more left, but bro, my shoulders are so damn, damn. You had to push up yesterday. Oh, I think that's the landmark. That feels like whatever I have been doing in the past is complete transfer. This is why I'm a big advocate of hybrid fitness. Because in hybrid fitness, you get to activate muscles that in regular fitness you will not even consider as muscles. Alright, so yeah, so let's see what it's four, five, 7. So yep, when the annual plan, I just commit. I believe Full commitment is the way forward. So today I have a meeting with my potential social media assistants. Our major role will be to help me manage all social media affairs. Understand? You're supposed to know what I'm to do on every platform to actively grow. Like I said, I don't have anything to do right now in terms of monetization, but I believe that if I turn my social media content into a project where I am actively growing, then things will be different. So these days I'm beginning to enjoy walking without earphones. So what I do is, as I walk without earphones, that is actually listening to the sounds around me. How should I cross this express? I feel like crossing the express, so I guess I'll cross it. It's a very wild thing to do. I feel like crossing and not crossing. Let me go back. My knees are training me right now. I don't. Let me just go back. Whenever I'm not too sure, I don't do it. So yes, supposed to meet with her today. I heard that why I'm praising her is because I heard that it's a lady, but she moves very well. I don't that she can put on shorts or jeans and basically be functional rather than being this weak person who I have to being this weak person who I have to keep monitoring here and there. Oh my thighs are burning. No, oh boy. So I really have not had this amount of sore muscles in a long time though. When it happens when I step up my weight or so my martial arts, my instructor says whenever I'm walking on the road, I should imagine myself about to be attacked by somebody. And I should emphasize how I should take down or how I should handle the potential attack. But at the same time, I'm a firm believer that if you believe you'll be attacked, one day you'll certainly be right. No, I think I got it from Steve Jobs that if you live your life like it was the last day on earth, at some point you will be right. So the same way I can relate to that, first scrap that part out. So why is editing this right? So I'll ask her if she can come to the office today, which is close by. We're in December, we're at the end of the year, but I'd like her to come to the office to see how we operate. Holy shit. I'd like her to come to the office, to the studio, and see how we operate because 2025, we're going to step up the momentum. All platforms are growing. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we are doing yet, but I feel like it's magic. And sometimes I'm having this voice come to my head, right? How I should become a life coach and the rest. And that makes sense, not bad. Becoming a life coach makes a lot of sense. Speaking to younger people, giving them principles on how to think, not rather than what to think. Speaking of young people, I've been thinking about how to address this because sometimes when you give them principles, it leads to distractions. So that's why a lot of times you just give them the conclusions, and later on they'll figure out the principles. I want to try giving them the principles first, and then they figure things out by themselves. So telling them how to think and why they should think rather than what to think. So I feel that may be my way forward, being a life coach and life. Although people say things like the idea of somebody being a life coach by 20 something is wrong or is funny, is questioning. But one thing I would say for sure is that even if you live to 100, right, there are people who have lived before us, right, who have documented their lives, who have documented their principles, their ways of talking, their ways of teaching. And we can't just discard all of those because it's coming from a 23-year-old. So it's about bringing the ideas together and making it make sense to somebody or to anybody who is willing to listen to them. So that's my approach to being a life coach. And everything is based on perception, right? Because there's this idea that if you have not done something, you should not try to teach it. But most of our teachers in high school never practice, and lecturers never ever practice what they teach. So what does that mean? The education system is fucked up. But in the very end, right, if you know the principles to some things, because Moneyball, the movie, is a very strong example where somebody who has not played the game in his life is able or was able to sit down and literally, right? He was able to sit down, do some deep thinking, make some calculations that made the team much more effective. So yes, by not doing something, by looking, thinking outside the box, you can actually get to achieve something. So that idea that if you have not, so because I'm 20 something, I can't be a life coach. Ah, it's off. It's wrong. And I don't think people should take such kinds of advice. It will do nothing but lead to some form of misery. Because if your heart calls for it, because very frank, it's been years. I might keep on saying it. Be a life coach. Be a life coach. Be a life coach. And that voice in my head says, well, how many years have I lived for? Because I remember when I made a tweet on that. One guy says he's in his 50s and he's still figuring out life. My response was, bro, you could be in your 80s and you're still trying to figure out life. So what does that mean? There are people who have come to this life before you, right? Who have done things. And the more you can study from their story, the better for you. So why not study their story? Why try to live your own life by using your life as the example? People have already achieved it. So they're not different. Your life is not different. It will not end if you learn from them. And my job is to bring these guys together. Like for example, is I'm working down a particular path. I'm taking up ideas that I feel work for me, and I'm teaching what has worked for me. Hopefully, if they like it, take some of my practices. I give out a lot of free stuff that's valuable. They like it, and then they see it that way. It's that simple. They should not try to make things complex. And if it works, because people like Marcus Aurelius, Miyamoto Musashi, people who are even living to today. What's up? Good morning, Chief. Great. You have people who are much more recent. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. Although Bill Gates these days begins to have a lot of questioning, I would say a lot of images, but regardless, he has done great things. He has donated and all. So I don't really buy into any of those bad negative vibes, but it's a business. No, sir. I guess so. So I go ahead, look at their lives, look at things like their principles, their thought processes, and I bring them together. I call myself a life coach. So yes, you can be a life coach at the age of 23. One, two is if you're 23 and you think you have some part of your life gotten back together, you will be easier and be more relatable to somebody who is 18 and doesn't have anything together. So like I say, in life, everything falls back to the way you see things. So I'm home already, so later. So it's time for my startup meeting, right? And today is Wednesday, so I told them that today everybody, first things first, are discussing ideas together as a team. And after our ideas, we set out our agenda for the day, where the first half of the day is to gather the leads and do the text outreach, which is we're going to do DMs, we're doing DMs, we're going to do LinkedIn, we're doing LinkedIn. Enter. This is a lot. I have about 4 somewhere that I have not yet. So I put the names on the folder, right? Did I name them the projects myself? That's one. So which space that you have them on the content space, media space, or your space? So I've already brainstormed. I used about 30 minutes to brainstorm my meeting. The meeting is saw me hold was a meeting with my, should I say, my content director. I'm going to have something now with the sales team. Yes, let me quickly add this lady to our Notion space. Forward and send to. Am I sending to Anthony Abu or am I sending it to area code? So right now, this is my first day trying out green tea. Doesn't feel bad. Just chilled. So green tea and honey. I've been about it, but my instructor told me to go on green tea, so now I'm on green tea. Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Bukola.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so today we're going to continue with the outreach and then the leads. But first things first, let's discuss the ideas that I said everybody should bring forward for the meeting. So Bukola, go first. Let me hear the ideas you have.
One of them is through social media.
All right.
Yes, we can create ads, especially maybe on Facebook. those companies that are on Facebook, we can create ads.
Paid
Then,
ads.
yeah, creation of ads. Then Instagram also. Aside from LinkedIn that we can just send some personalized messages to, we can also create ads for others so that they know what and they are aware of what we are into.
Okay.
Then also, what's it called? We can give free seminars, free trainings, so that they can also be aware of it. Then they know if it's going to work out for them. But those that really want it, they have an understanding of what we are into, so that can work.
Okay, all right.
Then which other one? We can also do partnership with some companies that they can give us some of their existing clients. Then we can give them. There will be a percentage for the partnering with them that we can give to them. We can send out emails also, bulk emails to them. If we see that they are not responding or so, we can just send them a reminder, and at least they know what we are into, because we've sent the first one, the second one, then we are waiting for their response. Then the fourth other one. That's the four I know as at now.
All right, so Ife, go ahead.
Yes, I think she kind of mentioned giving our first seminars. But I was thinking probably offer free trials. That was okay before. We do give customers free
So
trials.
free trial and free seminars are two different things. So just ignore what she said. Say what you have on your mind. She's going to defend it.
Yes.
But I want to hear what you have to say. And then let's make it
So
brief. Go ahead.
So we offer free trials to customers.
All right, free trials.
For
all right.
like an hour or two, so they will know, okay, this really works. We really need this. Also, we can contact our old customers.
Wait, sorry, Ife. There's one noise coming from your end. What's that noise? Come again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was talking about offering free trials. Some of the people that, yes, this thing really works. We can post use case studies, probably on our LinkedIn or social media pages. Maybe we have customers which have used Tishala before. We can post them on our social media handles, so people will see proof that we are not here to joke, or we are here to offer help to their businesses. Yes, sir. And I also mentioned we're contacting old customers. Maybe Tishala has many customers or even companies that have used them before. We contact them to see how far, or even ask for referrals too. So that's what I have for now.
All right. Okay. So let me just quickly go over. So yes, like I said, the whole idea of having this exercise is to first, it's a one, flex our imagination. Two, also look at ideas that come together, right? Now, for example, we mentioned free webinars. Bukola, what kind of free webinars did you have in mind?
Maybe trainings, or like just trainings, and we can just set up maybe a message that, okay, we'll be offering free trainings and seminars for some people, so that they know what we are into. So by making them register for that, then they see, okay, if it's going to be useful for them or not, especially those ones that has companies or small businesses to start up with. So by that, they know what we are into and how it can help them function well.
All right, so I have something similar to that, but mine is to also partner with, should I say, influencers. So, for example, we're trying to maybe get virtual assistants because it's always nice. So, one other trick you guys can use to bring ideas, right, is to Google how similar companies in America did it. But what we're doing here is not brand new. There are people that have come before us and have done it before us. So, it shouldn't be bad if you look at how, if you go to the website of people who do something similar to us, and therefore, you can look at the use cases they put on their site. It will give you an idea of what they have done and what has worked for them already. If you go to our competitors, look at their social media kind of content. It gives you an idea of the kind of clients or customers they have and how they get them. So That's what I do. For example, I'm partnering with, because I noticed that there's a steady rise in virtual assistants in Nigeria and people using virtual assistants. And at the same time, these virtual assistants want a situation where the person that's been assisted wants a situation where the assistant can answer his business calls. But he can't give the assistant the phone because it's a virtual assistant. So what that means is that there will be a need to have such kind of thing. I don't know if you get me. Because
Yes,
I'm
makes sense.
buttressing that point. Also,
Yes.
I saw a company advertise. I saw a company in the US advertise something similar, and what they were saying was, a lot of people keep their business and their private number and their business number as the same thing. So the approach this company used was they run a campaign telling people to separate their phone number from their business number, and it's a real thing because a lot of people don't have that separate life. They don't have that separate life. So one of the things I think one advert we're thinking of running in T'Challa is a creative where a man everywhere he goes because it's his number that is there. They are bombarding him with calls left and right. Even the day he wants to meet his wife in the night, they're calling him, asking him for price. You get, and now he's frustrated. When in a case like that, if he turns it off, he believes the sales girl can handle that. You get. So then we need to find companies that have what I call a sales force. And these are companies who do some form of telesales where they cold call other people. Yes, because they are a very good source of. They have a lot of people, and the likes of them MTN is not giving them reports, it's not giving them status reports and things like that. So we need to find out companies like that who do a lot of cold calls. It's a way of we can promise that we can help them monitor what their sales team is doing. You get. So the sales team make a number of calls, they can track it, they can listen to what the salesperson said and everything. You understand? One other idea I have is partnering with some SMS platforms. They're trying to get into sending out voice broadcasts. Although that's not a core feature of T'Challa, but T'Challa is built to handle such kind of situations. But that just came up normally. We need a way of getting tech startups because they are new, and because they are new, they would like some certain kinds of ideas in their ecosystem. Then sponsoring NGOs. What's your name? Ife, where were you during the NSAS protest?
I didn't get you, sir. What you say?
Where were you during the NSAS protest?
I was with my parents.
But were you aware of what was going on?
Yes, sir.
So during the NSAS protest, a couple of people set up a line for people to call in and ask questions left and right. They're calling for emergencies, for donations. T'Challa could have easily sponsored that. And we look for a way to brag that T'Challa made that happen. So that's what I mean by sponsoring events. So we're also considering telemedicine, seeing that telemedicine takes in a lot of calls. So a partnership with platforms. If we partner with platforms that already have our customers, that'll be plus one. So I think that's all for today. So the whole idea of this, like I said, this exercise is for us to flex our imagination and bring new ideas to the table. So are you done sending all the connection requests before you got logged out?
Yes, sir.
You're done sending everything out, right?
Yes, sir.
Because what about you? Did you send connection invites, or you couldn't send anymore?
I did. I sent the connections request.
All of them?
Just majority, not all of them. I'm still on it before you gave the other parts.
So let's finish that all by 12. Let's do that. So I want the situation where we're from maybe 9 to 12, we are on leads. They're from 12 to 4 because I don't think anybody really responds. We just send connection messages in the morning and leads in the morning. In the afternoon, we do follow-ups and the like. So to that effect, what I would say is for those of you that so then before I told you to only send connection requests to the ones that you or Dotun got, right?
Yes, sir.
I wanted you now to send to everybody. Why? Because through my account.
I've done that.
Sorry?
I've done that. All the leads I've gotten so far. Send them.
Not your own. Every single one that has
Yes.
a LinkedIn account has a LinkedIn URL.
Yes. Yes, everything.
How many is that? How many do you do?
I don't know. I can't count. But like since the time I've started looking for leads, I've sent them connection requests. All of them.
Not the one. There were some that were there before yours, not yours alone.
I'll check that after the meeting.
So, like I said, go there. What you can do is I would let me see if I can open Notion here. Yes. So yeah, do it that way. But then when you're done with that, immediately start start working on those leads and the document I sent to you. By 12, I'm doing follow up and further outreach. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, is there any other thing?
No, sir.
So see you by 12. But I think Salome will check in by 10:30 to know, or by 11 to know what's up. But see you by 12.